Hi everyone. Now we are going to discuss about obesity in health psychology. In previous videos we have already discussed what is obesity and what causes obesity. The causes like it can be a genetic factor, it can be an environmental factor, and it can be a lifestyle choices. And we have already started to discuss about the factors which involves or which makes us to develop obesity. The first factor is lifestyle factor, that which include our lack of physical activity, lack of sleep, and our improper diet, which leads to obesity. So now we are going to see the second factor, that is our genetic factor. So in this genetic factor, the family history is ruling up more, and it gives a more important, that is individual with the family history of obesity are more likely to develop the condition due to genetic predisposition. The family members who are have obese already as obese, has an history of obese, like their ancestors, their grandparents, that can be followed by the generation through the gene. So genetic factor is also an also influence to develop obesity, but it can be a 30% chance. And the specific gene which make the person to build only the fat mass, so that which associated with obesity, and that risk, that develop the high risk of obesity. Then third one is environmental factor, that is obesogenic environment, that is an environment that promotes weight gain through easy accessible unhealthy foods, and limited opportunity to physical activity can contribute to obesity. Okay, so limited number of foods, that is like many of us, because of lack of time, we are taking unhealthy junk foods for our breakfast or dinner or lunch, anything else. The things which are we have already prepared and available, the readily available foods are given more, we are giving more importance to them, and that gives more risk to our health, and by that to develop a obesity climate. And the unhealthy packed food and sugary drinks we have accompanied with that, and we are taking that, and that to help us to develop that to lead us to develop obesity. So the environment, the society which are offering us, which are unhealthy foods, are make us to undergoing like taking unhealthy foods, and which leads to development of obesity and heart rate diseases and other chronic illness. Next is socio-economic status. That is, low socio-economic status is often associated with increased obesity. That too, limited access to healthy food options and save space for physical activity. So low economical status people or have high rate of obesity, because of they mostly turn to take unhealthy food which are cheaper, and junk foods which can be a cost friendly for them, and they may have a lack of space to do their physical activity or proper exercise, etc., and they don't have that much enough time to make themselves free and doing physical activity, because they are have an under economical status which make them to earn more for to run their daily life. Next is psychological factor. This plays an important role. Okay, psychological factor is the main cause of obesity, that too stress, depression, and some sort of emotional eating. So first, stress. High level of stress can lead to increased cortisol production, which may contribute to well develop weight gain or obesity. Okay, so when we develop stress, that leads to more thing to turn to eat more and taking unhealthy food, and we are expressing our stress in that. Okay, at the same time, the hormonal imbalance also leads to weight gain. And emotional eating is like you choosing our food as a coping mechanism, using food as a coping mechanism for emotional distress. That too can lead overeating and weight gain. That is like emotional eating is uh, more uh, it gives an important role to develop obesity, as we are expressing an emotion in the food. Okay, we have some negative emotion with them, and we don't have correct time to show or to a person, so we are taking unlimited food intake, and we are expressing our emotion through the food which we are eating. So we ourselves making a mindset that we can express our emotion through taking a healthy food or unhealthy food, which make us to feel better. Thank you.